actually find it quite interesting when people who give advice are really annoyed when somebody doesn't take on the advice as they want them to take it on. It's like somebody gives you an advice regarding something. Let's say, for example, I'm giving you an advice regarding whatever specific thing that you might want an advice on, and you turn around and don't believe or don't trust that advice that I'm giving you, and then I turn around and I get irritated about the fact that why would you ask for that advice that you were never going to take from me. And personally, I feel like people get annoyed when somebody doesn't take on their advice because they want people to do what they don't do. I don't know if you get this. It's like, okay, the person who's not going to listen to that advice that I'm giving them is because whatever advice I'm giving them, it's not something that I do practice. So it's like I'm putting on this fakeness within me in front of those people in regards to something that they've not seen me follow or they've not seen me practice, and that's why they're not believing, or they would rather not take the advice from me. It's not about why would you ask for an advice if you're not going to take it. It's about where have you lived, or what about in living the same advice that you're just giving me. So personally, I don't know about you, but personally, if I ask for advice from somebody and I get it from this personal perspective of the fact that it's just something that they're assuming, or it's something that might be just coming from knowledge, I don't know, but knowledge always requires experience, right? Knowledge requires somebody who has lived the advice they're telling you. Knowledge requires somebody who's seen what they're talking about. So I don't know if I would say that you're giving advice based on your knowledge or based on the fact that you want people to do what you haven't done for them to be an experiment for you, so that you can see if they go ahead about it. For example, if it works out, then you're more likely to practice it too. But if it doesn't work out, then you won't even try to do it. So in other words, I feel like those people who give advice based on something they've not experienced, or based on something that they've just heard like from a word of mouth, it's basically them trying to show you how smart or how fearless they are, but really they're not. Like, you're not smart if you're giving me advice regarding something that you know nothing about, and you're not fearless if you haven't done that thing that you're giving me advice about. Because I believe the effective advice somebody can give you is something that they've experienced themselves. But again, if I go on to talk about experiences, everyone's experience is different, you know? So if I'm going to come to you with a question or I need advice in regards to something, yes, you can tell me about your experience. Maybe I can take something out of it, but don't enforce that thing on me. Like, don't project that thing on me. Like, if for example, you might have had a bad experience in a certain thing, and maybe I'm going through the same phase at the moment. It doesn't really say that I'm also going to have a bad experience. So for you to just give me an advice based on what you've gone through, yeah, maybe I can empathize or sympathize with you about that thing, but for you to certainly think that the same negative experience that you've had, I'm also going to have it, it's not how things work, because you might have handled it differently, and I might handle it different too. So, like, it's good to give advice, but don't give advice by enforcing it on somebody. Otherwise, then you just push them away. Like, for example, if I come to you and I asked advice regarding, I don't know what matter I can ask you an advice on at the moment, and then you just try to show me how bad I am, or you try to show me how that's gonna mess you up, and I was so excited about it, and you're just gonna tell me stuff that more indicate that you just don't want me to go through what makes me happy just because of your past experience. You're just gonna push me away, and you will definitely not see me asking for advice from you again. So don't get annoyed if somebody doesn't take on your advice, because for some reasons you're the reason why people are not gonna be listening to you, or are not gonna be needing your advice, depending on how you deliver it. Be smart enough that you deliver an advice in the way that you give a person a choice. Don't deliver an advice limiting somebody, or like forcing them to not do something just because of your past experience, or you're trying to tell me to do things the way that you never even had to experience. Like, from which angle are you providing me with that advice? Like, what makes you think I should be believing the advice you're giving me? Of course, you guys might be sitting down thinking, oh, so what advice are you giving me? Like right now, while I'm recording this, you might be thinking, what advice is Marikia trying to give us right now? Basically, the advice I'm trying to give you right now is its experience, and I'm not going to enforce it on you. It's basically, it's good to listen to someone's advice, but it's also your choice to what you want to do with that advice. So just be smart enough to know the type of person you are, and to know what advice benefits you and what advice doesn't benefit you, and to know when somebody is trying to force you, or is trying to negatively impact your ways of living, or your ways of thinking, or your ways of seeing life through whatever experience they might have gone through, or whatever experience they want to experience, but they want to experience it through you. So don't let somebody experience something through you, because that's just bad for you, because you never know what advice that they're giving you that can lead to a bad, or like a downfall for you. So sometimes I won't say that don't seek advice, seek it. There's no problem seeking it. Listen to them. But when somebody tries to enforce it on you, or project it on you, then that speaks a lot about the insecurities, and that speaks a lot about what they think about life, and how maybe negative they are about life. And if you're not a negative person who doesn't see life in a negative way, don't let that thing get onto you. Don't let that thing affect you. Just listen. I'm not going to say be disrespectful or not listen, especially if you're the one who's asked for the advice. Just listen to them, and then decide what you're going to do with that advice. Whether you're going to follow it, or whether you're going to use it in a way that turns out to be a positive experience for you, and turns out to change the way that person sees the type of things that you were seeking advice in regards, So and people who get annoyed about the fact that people are not listening to your advices, maybe find another way to deliver it. So if you really want or wish somebody well, give them a choice. Don't let them be have only one way out, because it's good to have choices. So because as I was listening to one of the words today, it says that your thought can limit you, and they can also link you. So let them have two options, not just one option.